Hey everybody, Kenneth again with a short video about diagnosing your lift. Many of you show up at your bus and your lift isn't working. Dispatch, I need a trainer. We're going to give you some of the tips that you can do to check your lift prior to calling for a trainer or calling dispatch, okay? So I showed up at my bus. My lift isn't working, my lights is not on. What is the first thing do I want to do? I want to ensure that my parking brake is set and I do have power transferred back to my lift. So I check that my lift, my parking brake is set. The next thing I want to do, I want to come back, check to see if I have lights in the rear. I do not have any lights. I checked my control box. My control box does not have any lights lit up. Now, the one thing that usually happens with our lifts overnight, they usually settle and they kind of get a little lopsided and they settle in on the lifts. Go ahead, grab your handle, go inside, pump it back up again, pull this lift back up even again, and then see if all the power come back onto your box. If the power comes back onto your box, go ahead and operate your lift as normally, okay? Other thing you can do, we can come to the back of our bus here. We can just grab our lifts and we can push in at the same token, pushing our button, and we can go ahead and fold that lift back into its proper location. That would allow you to go ahead and unstow that lift as well, okay? Another thing that I usually get from everyone, I go ahead and unfold my lift. And my lift no longer works anymore. At this time, nothing's happening. Or it starts to move and nothing happens thereafter. It does not go down. First thing I want you to do is reach in and grab this panel and make sure it is moving. If that panel is up, your lift should be more than well to go ahead and go down to your ground, okay? Now after that, you go ahead and check your lift just like you always have, making sure the base plate hits the ground and opens up properly. Make sure the kick plate stops the lift as properly, and I'm going to move back a little bit here and I'm going to attempt to show you a little bit of that process, okay? Stand by. Okay, now I have the camera here in my hand. We're going to go ahead and let the lift all the way down to the ground. And if you notice, that base plate did not go down as properly, just step on it and you see that that base plate went ahead and let down to the ground. Not all situations you're going to see that base plate pop down to the ground, okay? After that, I go ahead and stand on my base plate here and I attempt to go up. The lift should automatically go into override and it should not move, okay? Go ahead and let off. Once that base plate is up, your lift should continue on as normal, okay? After which, I'm now standing on my lift. Now I'm going to check the front kick plate. I'm going to ensure that once again, the front kick plate disengages my lift as well. At the same token, the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to step in and ensure that my safety buzzer is also working, okay? I'm going back down to the ground. Also, while you're on this lift, once you get to the top, we ask also that you check that lift to make sure it does not fold while anyone is standing on the lift. Once you've accomplished that, that lift is capable of going out on the road. It is fully functional. But the main part of this video was just to give you a little bit of tips on how to go about checking this lift for yourself prior to calling a trainer or prior to calling dispatch. Some little things that you can do for yourself to see if you can get that lift back into operation. Once again, everyone, my name is Kenneth. Always good talking to you, giving you a little bit of tips around the yard. Once again, transit strong, happy driving.